What's up, everyone? Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Jeff McDaniel. This is a Bulletproof Your Back segment. This is for anyone who suffers with some low back stiffness or pain. These are some things I want you to start doing on a regular basis. And by regular, I mean daily basis, a couple times a day to make yourself feel a heck of a lot better. Here's what you're gonna need for this. Number one, a foam roller. Second, a ball. This can be a softball, tennis ball, baseball, lacrosse ball, even a fancy physical therapy massage ball. But get a ball and some type of elevated surface. This could be your bed, this could be a sofa, this could be an ottoman. We'll use that, and then I'm also going to show a wall option here too. So here's some things. I want you to basically let's think about what we're doing. Low back, anytime we have pain in one area, you got to address below and above the issue, not just the point of pain. Where is the source? So here's where I hurt, but what's the reason for that? So you got to have a game plan to kind of figure this out. So we're talking about if my low back hurts, what's below? Glutes, hips, hamstrings. What's above? Upper mid-back, thoracic spine. So we're going to kind of assess all those. Number one, some tissue quality exercise. You got to get in and do some kind of soft tissue work, because if your muscles are tight and knotted up, your joints are always going to be achy and hurt. This is the first one. Take your foam roller and place it mid-back. And all I'm going to have you do first is some wraparounds. I want you to put your hands behind the head and just wrap your upper mid-back around the roller. It should feel like a pretty good stretch. Now, here's a quick note. Try to keep the rib cage down. We're not trying to get motion from the lower back. We're not trying to bend it. I'm trying to get more thoracic extension up in my upper mid-back. So I can go this prisoner position here. I can also reach overhead, side to side. Again, take about a minute and do that. Then you can also get into some rolling and doing basically a rolling massage to kind of smooth out again some of the knots and release tension so we can stretch better, because you want to be more flexible in your upper mid-back. So from here, raise the hips up, and I'm going to start from the base of the neck and just go right in between the shoulder blades. You might even feel your back popping a little bit, but massage that out. Now, if it's too painful, go back to just the wraparounds, but you got to get in there and massage some of those tissues out, especially, and I know you are, if you are sitting all day long, typing, texting like this, it's a wonder why your back hurts, right? So we got to get in there and massage some of that stuff out. Second, let's do some tissue quality work below. Now, you could use a foam roller for the hips and just place it right here on the glute and roll that out. But honestly, you might not feel too much from this, so that's where the ball comes into play. Place this mid-glute and sink it right into the middle of it. And again, if the glutes are tight, it's going to pull and create a lot of stress and tension on your lower back. So you want to get in here and do some work on this. And again, if you sit a lot, hips take the brunt of that. So I can have the leg straight, leg bent, leg crossed over. I just want you to spend a minimum of 60 seconds massaging that out, because we're going to stretch it in a second, and this helps us get a better stretch. You'll do that for each side. Okay, next up, I want you to get into some flexibility training. So this is some can opener, hip opener moves. I want you to push the hip out to the side and then to the other side. Now, what you might see is one side is a little tighter, and if that's the case, take this knee, block the foot, and really work on this can opener position of trying to get in and open up the hips. Now, stop. If you feel it's running into a wall, I don't have much range of motion, it's tight, go back to the ball and place that right in that area, because the massaging is designed to, improve your flexibility so you can stretch better. So if you've got knots, you're not going to do any work there as long as you got some tight stiffness. They're not going to stretch at all. So that's one option. Also, getting into the pigeon, which is this position here, you can start with this, extend the back leg back. And again, I kind of want to work from knee to foot of stretching that out. So this is one option, but I don't like that as much as I do this. So let me see if I can demonstrate this. Elevate this up on your bed, a bench, like I am, and you want to keep this foot at about, what would that be, a 90-degree angle? And then sink the hips down, and I want to flow from the knee to the foot side, and I'm trying to really create some greater range of motion in my hips, kind of clear space in that ball and socket joint. You can add some reaches. But again, this is going to do wonders as far as, you know, taking pressure off your lower back. Do that for both sides. And again, I want you to kind of assess, where do I have tightness at? And go back and use either the foam roller or the softball to get into that. Now, here's something else. If you have any back issues, you got to address the hamstrings. So let's take a little walk over here. You can do this on a wall. And I'm going to use the corner there. So what I'm going to do is for your hamstrings. If the hamstrings are tight, it pulls on the whole system. So use the corner, and I want to get right here. Basically, my hip is going to be on the wall, and I'm going to keep this knee bent and extend that leg out, up, I should say, okay? So stretches the hamstrings. Now, if you feel like this is too much, back up this way a little bit, but if you want more of a stretch, extend that leg. So just sitting here, I mean, you can listen to some music, podcast, just relax. It's great to do at the end of the day. Do this for both legs, and then I would just switch around and come in here and do this leg. And again, you might determine that you've got a hamstring that's tighter. So that is that. Also, see what else we got. I would also come down and do a little tactical frog action. So kind of the opposite of the can openers. We're not going to go super wide in here, and I can come down onto the elbows and just rock side to side. Again, we're trying to open up the adductors, the hips. So again, the more flexibility you can get in your hips and in your shoulders, your back's going to feel so much better. And then probably the last one I would say do is, I'm going to take you back here, is my favorite, is the windmill. So let me get a stick. You can do this with a broom handle, or really any type of stick or rod will do. This is one of the king of flexibility exercises. So the windmill, you're going to put it behind your head, and I have a video that I'll post a link to where I get a little bit more in depth on this, but feet point straight ahead, hinge at the hips, and then rotate and look up. So you can see kind of where you're trying to hinge at the hips and not get a lot of rounding in your back. Look up, look down, breathe through the belly, and you want to do that for each side, because what you're doing, that's a global stretch. I'm stretching obliques, hips, hamstrings, glutes, shoulders. All right, so that's some thoughts on bulletproofing your back and just making yourself feel better. What I do is take each one of these moves and spend 2 to 3 minutes on each one. If you didn't have 10 to 12 minutes to devote to, then you could cut it back and say, I'm going to do 30 seconds to 60 seconds of each one in a fast little circuit. But again, if I spend 10 minutes and it makes me feel that much better, just do it more often. Do it every day. Do it the first 10 minutes of your day. Do it 2 to 3 times a day, because feeling good is the first step in moving good, and that's how you have success in fitness. So, hey, if you got any questions, hit me up and get out there and make that back feel better. Take care.